So 1993 I moved to Cornwall. From about 1993 to 1995 or so, there were loads and loads of sightings of the so-called beast of Bodmin Moor, all in this area, over to Bodmin Moor, but sort of coming coming off the moor and around. There were sightings up in Plymouth, I think. There might have been, I mean, there had been sightings of alien black cats all over the country, but they seem to focus on Bodmin Moor. That seems to be the place for them. And farmers were putting in for compensation for mutilated sheep and dead sheep, and it's walking over the moors. I mean, sometimes you'd find like the leg of a sheep that had been ripped off, and I mean, I don't think foxes do that, you know. And what other large predators are there? Foxes and badgers. I don't think this was fox and badger damage to the sheep, and I don't think it was human damage. These mutilated bits that we found over in the centre of the moor, in around Jamaica Inn sort of way. So anyway, there's a big flap about that. And at the time, I put out some T-shirts that were based on the Black Panther logo. That was it, yeah, with the in silver lettering, because John Everall was saying, the late John Everall was printing up T-shirts then. His girlfriend was printing T-shirts, so he did me an edition of T-shirts of the Beast of Bodmin Moor, and I put the Black Panther logo in the middle of it for the Black Panther Party, because in some ways I think this cat flap, which was in all the papers and on TV at the time, was a fear of this otherness, this fear of the black planet that Public Enemy tells us about, this fear of the other, this fear of the negative of space, this fear of invasion, the fear of wilderness, the fear of the wild open space. So I think it was like a ghostly manifestation of these kind of fears that was imprinting on this particular part of the country, because Bodmin Moor is it's not the seaside, is it? It's not Rickstein country. So anyway, June 22nd, 1995, I was invited to a party for, I mean, you're thinking, oh, what's, you know, something, oh, it's midsummer in this Celtic country, what's going off, you know, what are the celebrations this year? Quite often they wheel out these hobby horses down Penzance. They have the hobby horses, which are large black beasts resembling I don't know what, but Midsummer Day 1995, oh, it's such a long story. Why was it at Helmand Tor? There was an event at Helmand Tor, and what I'm trying to show you is this little model of this beast I encountered there. It took me about 20 years to make this model, and I went through various goes at manifesting it, but it's the size of a German Shepherd dog, and it was pouring at the foliage. It was sort of trying to catch some sparrows, and I got out of the car and investigated it, and it ran off into the bushes. It's very thin. I don't know if I've made out how thin it is on this model, but I went through several iterations of models to just sort of try and get it. And the white tip to the tail, the long tail, you see, it's not a lynx, it's not or a caracal, because caracals have short tails. It's some kind of a hybrid with a white tip to its tail, and it's got these big devilish white black ears with points on them, which I observed quite closely. 1995, midsummer. Wow.